Hello, my name is Nahit, and we are Mosaic RX. Okay, so um, we're building the next generation of clinical support tools for elderly patients. In this case, we have 89-year-old Mrs. Vance, who comes in confused and unsteady. Her doctor sees multiple medications, new symptoms, and no clear answer. Is it dementia? Is it a fall risk? Or is it one of her drugs that's causing the problem? But this happens millions of times a year. 1 in 4 older adults receive inappropriate medications that often lead to delirium, falls, and even hospital readmissions. So in this case, EHRs typically don't work because they throw generic alerts that clinicians ignore called fatigue, alert fatigue. Guidelines like Beers criteria are static checklists that don't account for this patient's unique combinations of drugs and conditions. The result leads to a prescribing cascade where side effects get treated as new diseases, polypharmacy that obscures the root causes, and the healthcare system flying blind into the silver tsunami. So in this case, we have Mosaic RX, a transparent safety layer that works at the point of care. So we have Mrs. Vance here, 89 years old, the prescribed regimen, coming in with their concern of increased confusion. And Mosaic RX is able to utilize a precision intelligence platform to provide the underlying one-liner for what's happening with her ailment and a clinician-facing explanation for what is exactly occurring in adherence to guidelines and other public records that are widely available. And it provides a phenotype risk map. So it shows the acetylcholinergic loads, it shows the fall risk, the renal stress, and the GI bleed complications potentially. And it also shows these other various platforms for testing multiple hypotheses, the logic behind them. And it also shows, in bare bones, layman's terms, about how to explain this uncertainty to a patient. And it provides guidelines for potential questions to ask the patient to help facilitate the decision-making process. So in this case, it's able to ingest patient data such as age, conditions, medicines, and combinatorial logic and risk in a way to simultaneously build a living patient phenotype. So we don't give clinicians phenotype-driven insights that will trace with traceable evidence, and we utilize the glass box. So this leads to value-based care. Neuropsych drug patents expiring can lead to more generic polypharmacy, and EHR vendors typically won't touch clinical liability. Early validation does include advisory conversations with senior neurology leadership at Stanford Healthcare and Arizona Medical Clinic. We're validating it with QCP networks. The idea has been chosen as a Nucleus semifinalist for its activator program, and currently we're a Daybreak Labs founder in residence. So the market is massive because it's almost a $2 billion TAM across all clinicians managing polypharmacy and 450 to 600 million in the serviceable available market in the value-based geriatric system. We're targeting around 25 million AR in 35 years. Okay. We're currently raising a pre-seed round to fund clinical pilots and EHR integrations. Every older adult at the end of the day deserves medication management that sees the whole patient, not just a list of drugs. Help us build a next safety layer that healthcare really needs. Thank you.